ResortLoop.com is brought to you by Joffrey's Coffee and Tea Company. Enjoy Joffrey's new single origin coffee, Peru Cafe Femenino. Available at Joffreys.com and at the Joffrey's kiosks throughout the Disney parks and resorts. And the best part, the sale of Joffrey's Coffee Cafe Femenino gives back to worthy projects and programs that enhance the lives of women and their families in coffee communities. That's Joffreys.com.
Hi, Looper Nation. This is Emily Hansa-Hicks and Matt Hicks coming to you live from Corral D at the Marathon Weekend 10K. Hope you're all having a great time. It's lovely weather here, a balmy 62 probably, light drizzle, and we are pumped. Have a great one and enjoy the show.
Please stand clear of the doors. Por favor, manténganse alejado de las puertas.
Please board quickly and safely. Our monorail will be departing momentarily. Thank you.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us. I'm Tim Scott.
I'm Bob Collar.
This is episode 302. How about that open, Bob?
That was awesome.
That was from a while ago. That was Miss Emily Hicks, Emily Hansa-Hicks.
Yeah, we love Emily.
We've had a
great gal.
A fantastic member of the blogging team.
Is it old-fashioned to say gal?
It probably is, but then you're old-fashioned.
I'm old.
Just old. But you're hip. You're like old-fashioned root beer. Or as
sarsaparilla.
Some people would say sarsaparilla. We think too alike.
That is so wrong.
Ugh.
So wrong. Yeah, that was nice of her. Another Northeast Ohioan.
Yeah, from the race, but not from the most recent race. We're still catching up.
Which, by the way, we want to hope that congratulate everybody that competed this weekend in the race.
You have all my respect.
Hope that everybody's in good spirits and good health after.
And pain-free.
Pain-free as much as you can be.
Swollen-free.
I know I would have been had I made it down to the race. So. Tim.
Yes, Bob.
We have a couple of new reviews.
We do.
On iTunes. We really appreciate those.
Very excited. We said if we get them, we read them for you.
So why don't you start us off?
Awesome. This is from JPZ.
Jay-Z? Oh, man.
I know. We're gone big time.
He listens. Cool.
And then there's also a Beyonce, but it's totally spelled different. No, I'm kidding. He says, awesome show. Love the Tim and Bob and Tim as fellow Buckeye. And now Orlando local best Disney podcast maybe all time. The dry humor and the top-notch content. What else could one want? As an annual pass holder, these guys know their stuff.
Wow.
Well, we know some stuff.
Wow.
We never say we know all the stuff.
You know, honestly, we're in all humility here. The amount of podcasts that are out there and available to you.
Yes.
And to be considered, up there with some of the good ones that are out there.
Yes.
We really appreciate that. That is so very kind.
Just to get some nice words,
Exactly.
Love
exactly. It. We also got one from Paul from Pennsylvania, right across the border.
Right next
there.
door.
He says, one of my favorite Disney podcasts, Bob and Tim, are enthusiastic and do a wonderful job. They talk about various Disney topics like tips for trips, food, rides, and attractions, resorts, movies, and more. They'll interview people who went on recent Disney trips, who will give trip reports. These help others plan their own trips. Tim and Bob also recently interviewed Jeff and Greg Sherman, who made the wonderful documentary The Boys, the Sherman Brothers story. Awesome interview, and just awesome for us to be able to have talked to those guys.
Incredible.
So
I love that interview so much.
Paul and we're going to stick with Jay-Z. Thank you for those. Those were very nice of you guys to write in, and we truly appreciate it.
We do. Thank you so much.
So, Tim, before we get started with the show,
yes,
I wanted to get your take on this new Star Wars spectacular.
Oh,
that's coming to the Disney Hollywood Studios. Let me read this to you real quick.
Read it.
This was off the Disney Parks blog.
Mm-hmm.
Starting this summer, fans won't want to miss the grand debut of a new Star Wars fireworks show, Star Wars: A Galactic Spectacular.
Ooh.
This new nightly show is the next generation of the current Star Wars-inspired fireworks show The show will combine fireworks, pyrotechnics, special effects, and video projections that will turn the nearby Chinese theater and other buildings into the Twin Suns of Tatooine, a field of battle droids, the trench of the Death Star,
Ooh.
Starkiller Base,
Oh, my.
and other Star Wars destinations. The show will be punctuated with a tower of fire and
Ooh.
spotlight beams,
Oh, my.
creating massive lightsabers in the sky.
Wow.
How great does that sound?
That sounds incredible.
I love that.
Oh,
I can't wait to see it.
awesome.
Nobody could recreate something like that.
No, although, to be honest, couldn't you honestly
Uh-huh.
just send up, like, anything with that Star Wars music and be fantastic?
No.
Like, like I could be, like, in the backyard with, like, a laser pointer and playing that John Williams music? It'd be incredible.
No.
2 laser pointers. I probably shouldn't be. I live actually near an airport. I probably shouldn't be doing that.
I was going to say, that's not a good call for where you live. Don't do that.
Oh, not a good idea.
Oh, my goodness. No, don't be, yeah.
Don't be those people.
Don't be those people.
But no, that sounds incredible.
I cannot wait to see that. That's going to be beautiful.
I wonder how it's going to rank in relation to, like, the Frozen fireworks they had last year.
Right.
Because a couple of people were saying that was the most fireworks they use in a regular fireworks display, those Frozen fireworks.
Disney is saying this is going to be bigger than that.
What?
Can you believe it?
They're going to leave a crater there by the time the fireworks are done. They'll speed up that rebuilding.
Man, oh man. Well, maybe we're just going to burn down that back section, make it quicker for
Maybe during the
demolition.
fireworks, they'll set off demolition explosives back there just to level things out, go that much quicker.
It'll distract you from the actual explosions that are going on
Exactly.
on the other side of the wall. Oh, that was a big boom.
Man,
No,
you feel that one.
Yeah, but it's noon. Why are they shooting off fireworks?
Yeah, they're practicing.
Oh my goodness. Well, speaking of going to Walt Disney World, Tim,
We do that?
a lot of folks do.
And should.
And should. And, it's that time of year. Everybody's starting to plan that vacation. Everybody's shaking off the winter doldrums.
Shake it off. Shake it off.
And you don't want Kanye anywhere near you. So
I know that.
We thought that we would talk to you about things that you should not do.
Should not do.
This is titled, "Oh, I shouldn't have done that."
Wow.
Because we've all made mistakes. One of the big mistakes I just recently made was I had to visit some family down in Georgia. Not used to traveling in the winter.
Right.
Broke one of my cardinal rules of checking the weather.
Oh, Bob.
I didn't check the weather.
Wow.
For
Rookie.
the drive home. Well, I mean,
Did you fill up your gas tank?
When you and I travel, when we typically travel, it's in the summertime.
True,
The
that is
worst
true.
we're going to run into is a little bit of rain,
Right.
and maybe some traffic.
And if you're going south where it's going to get warmer.
And we're going south, and didn't even. It was beautiful in
The
Georgia
show's
when
going
we
south.
left.
The show's going south. No, I'm kidding.
It always has. So we're driving back. Here's a few snowflakes.
Oh, this might not end well.
Here's a few more.
Uh-oh.
Oh, people are slowing down. Roads are
Oh,
getting
no.
slippery. Oh, no. Now I'm stuck in bumper-to-bumper traffic in Kentucky in a huge snowstorm and not moving.
Yeah, it's a bad feeling.
So
And you're tired.
that's one of the big ones that you don't not check the weather. You got to check the weather. Everybody says, well, I'm just going to Florida. It might rain a little bit.
Right.
Check that weather.
Even if you're flying, you have to check the weather.
Especially if you're flying.
Yes.
You want to make sure there's not going to be any kind of delays, tropical storms, anything like that, snowstorms like I ran into. But the big ones, too, is the rain. You want to pack for the rain.
Yes.
Buy a poncho over at a dollar store or something. Don't buy the Disney ponchos. I mean, if you want that as a souvenir.
Like, if you need it, if you haven't packed the actual ponchos.
But,
Yeah.
they're $1 at the dollar
Right.
store.
At the dollar store, they're $1.
They're $1. Where down there, you're going to pay $6 for the same thing.
Has Mickey on the back.
Maybe. If you spring for the extra one, it is.
Oh, my goodness.
Anyway, not only that, but up here in the north, we're not used to that sun down there.
You burn.
You burn. I know you with those beautiful golden locks you have.
Thank you.
I, however, starting to thin a little bit.
You're thinning. Good Lord.
So
Good thing I'm taller than you.
If it's if it's if it's going to be really, really hot and sunny your whole trip, you're like, yay, it's going to be great.
Right.
Except what ends up happening? Oh, I forgot to put on sunscreen. I didn't wear a hat. Now I'm burnt.
Exactly. There's nothing more uncomfortable than a sunburn.
Oh,
You know?
and you're going to go, oh, I shouldn't have done that.
Right.
So you don't want a sunburn. How about this one? If you're not staying on property, a lot of people don't want to stay on property. They're planning on doing other parks around the Central Florida area. One thing you got to do, don't go by whatever the hotel tells you their location is. Make sure you look it up. Make sure you do a little Google Maps kind of stuff.
Oh, the off-property hotels.
Off-property hotels.
Yes.
Because it's going to say Main Gate East.
Oh, main gate's right there.
Right there. I'm the main gate.
Main gate, you're closer than the Contemporary.
I'm right there. International Drive, piece of cake.
Oh, it's international.
And then you find out you're,
3 hours away.
3 hours away. And you're going, oh, man, why didn't we pick a hotel a little bit closer?
Yes.
Make sure that you know exactly where that hotel is, and it's going to be a good location for you. It looks really close. A lot of that stuff looks really close, but that's only because Disney is so big.
It's so big, but there's only a limited amount of ways to get actually into the Disney property.
Right.
And when you're looking at where it is on a map, you got to look at the number of lights between your hotel and hitting those Disney roads where you don't have the lights then, where you just drive right in.
Absolutely. And you and I both know that I-4 corridor can get really jammed up different parts of the day. And you don't want to run into traffic going into Orlando, traffic coming out of Orlando, and you're trying to get to the parks.
Right.
And you're going to spend an awful lot of time.
I would avoid I-4 as much as you can. If you don't have to get on I-4 once you're down there.
Absolutely.
And just stay somewhere just off property if you're not on property, I would do that.
Absolutely. So make sure you're checking on where your hotel is if you're not on property. Which, again, that's one of the nice perks of staying on property. But
yeah, it is.
You never know. Sometimes you can't do that.
Time is money. And the spending of that money can alleviate some frustration.
Absolutely. And time is a lot of money down there.
Exactly.
You're paying as much as you're paying now for a park ticket. You want to spend a lot of time in those parks.
Yes. If you have your park day, make the most of it.
Absolutely. And that brings me to give yourself time. Because a lot of time people are like, well, we'll just hop on the bus and we'll go over here. Or we'll just take the car and we'll go over here. Traffic can be a nightmare at Walt Disney World. There's a lot of traffic.
Tons of traffic.
And the buses might not be running on the same time frame that you think they're running on.
I guarantee they're not going to be on your time frame. I'm just going to say it. You might hit the lucky one, maybe.
Right.
Where you're like, hey, this worked out well, and then the next bus is going to be, you're waiting 20 minutes.
Right.
In the heat.
And then you're going to miss an ADR over at Ohana.
Right.
I don't know what that feels like,
well,
but you could.
You've eaten there.
I have eaten there. Thank you, Florence.
Yeah, I know. We love her.
I haven't been able to get reservations, but I know people.
I haven't met her yet, but she has to be very sweet if she put up with you.
Well, she's probably a little bitter now.
Oh.
Well, I stuck her with the bill. I'm just saying.
Oh.
No, yeah. I didn't.
I'm sure she knew that going in.
But there's nothing worse than that frustration of you're watching your watch. You want to get to wherever it is you're going, whether it's rope drop, especially if you're going to the parks and you want to hit rope drop. Don't forget, there's thousands of other people that want to get there and hit rope drop. There's thousands of other people that want to get on that monorail, get on the bus, whatever the case may be. And then you're going to get there and you got to go through bag check. You've got now the new metal detectors.
Right.
Give yourself some time because you're going to get frustrated if not.
And know that's going to happen.
It's not, right. So and then you're gonna be like, we missed that ADR when all you had to do was just leave a little bit early and hang out in the Polynesian, lobby.
Right.
Check it out.
Or make your ADR maybe a little later than you think. You can always show up a little bit early.
Right.
Hey.
Be early. There's plenty of stuff to see and do.
Absolutely.
Plenty of stuff to see and do. One of the things that you're going to say, oh, I wish I hadn't have done that, was rushing around the parks and not getting some rest.
True. That's hard to talk people into, though.
I know.
Especially if they're there for that 3 or 4 day vacation instead of the 7 or 8, 9 day vacation.
I know. And it's easy to say after I didn't have to run the marathon this past weekend.
That's true.
Those folks weren't resting.
Right.
But you're gonna be exhausted. What do we always say when we come back from Walt Disney World? I need a vacation
from the vacation.
There you go. Absolutely. So, rest. If you're staying on property, those resorts are ridiculous. I mean, they're so nice.
Right.
Just go back to take a day where you can just enjoy your resort. That's a big. And if you're not going back to the resort, you're just hanging in the park all day, take some time to just sit on a bench someplace.
Right.
People watch. Give the dogs a rest.
Enjoy your favorite ice cream treat.
There you go.
Your Mickey bar, your Dole Whip, your citrus swirl, whatever your
turkey leg.
Dude, that's kind of a gross frozen food, but hey, whatever you're into, Bob. We're not here to judge.
Good.
It's just what I do.
I know. And again, one of the things that you're gonna say if you're rushing around and you're not taking your time and resting and relaxing and really slow it down a little bit is you're going to be upset that you didn't enjoy your resort. You're going to get home and you're going to go, we stayed at the beach club and we only swam in that pool once.
Right.
Or we didn't really eat there. We ate at the parks, but we didn't eat there. So think about where you're staying, and if you're going to stay at a deluxe resort, you might want to give yourself a couple of days.
That's true. Is that more of a budgetary decision, though, than a time decision? Because, we both know people, they could go down, spend the days at the beach club and not give the cost a second thought.
Well, that's true.
So.
That's true. But still,
Yeah.
you don't want to get home. What we're trying to do with this show is you don't want to get home and have regrets.
Right.
You don't want to get sunburn when
No.
you're down there. That ruins a trip. You don't want to be late. You don't want to get delayed by the weather.
You don't want to get cranky and have everybody, when they get back, go, why were we so cranky on our vacation?
And that brings me to the big one.
Dun, dun, dun.
Do not. You're going to say, oh, I shouldn't have done that.
Okay.
Which is the title of the show.
I see how you did that.
Waiting until you're hungry to go find someplace to eat.
Oh, I shouldn't have done that.
Right, because what's going to happen?
That's true.
What's going to happen?
Everybody gets cranky.
Because you're not going to, just like getting where you want to go, you're not going to get there on your time frame.
No.
There's going to be 100 people in front of you.
Right.
Waiting to eat at Pecos Bill's.
Right.
That's
Snack.
a salad bar.
Got to get a snack at some point.
Right.
Carry that water bottle.
That's a good point. Why not, before you go to dinner, grab a snack?
Yes.
On your way to dinner, grab a snack, a pretzel, some popcorn, something.
Right.
Because it's going to take you a while, typically, to get your meal.
That's true. It's going to take you a while to get to your table, even if you have the ADR.
Right.
If your ADR is at 4 o'clock and you walk up at 4 o'clock, you're not at your table at 4 o'clock.
No, and you're certainly not getting your food at 4:10, maybe 4:45.
Right. So don't worry about that snack. We're going to eat in an hour. No, you might be at the restaurant in an hour.
Right. Right.
You may not be eating for an hour and a half.
We're telling you guys this because we've experienced it.
Absolutely.
We've been there. I made that mistake going over to Whispering Canyon Cafe over at the Wilderness Lodge. Everybody was starving. We had to wait a little bit, and we sat down, and the one and only time we've had bad service over there, our waiter just kind of disappeared. We never saw him. And we were starving.
Did he at least have water on the table for you?
Starving. No, I had to ask another waiter.
There's nothing. I want water there as soon as I sit down.
I asked for some crackers or something for the kids. This was a long time ago when the kids were little. Just bring me some crackers or something. He brought some bread, and he took care of us, even though he wasn't our waiter. But you don't want to make that mistake. You don't want to be starving by the time your food comes, and you will.
Right.
If you're hungry and then you decide to go get something to eat at a restaurant, now most of the food carts will have a snack for you that you won't have to wait too long.
Right.
I'm just saying for dinners or lunch or something like that. Make sure you eat. I get very cranky and angry when I don't eat.
You get cranky all the time. You must be hungry a lot.
You were supposed to bring lunch today.
I brought coffee.
Here to the studio.
I did bring coffee, though.
You did bring coffee,
See?
and I appreciate that.
Yeah, I thought you might.
From our good friends at Joffrey's.
Coffee. It's the Peru Femenino, which is fantastic.
Which, by the way, great coffee. As the beginning of the show, they've taken care of women's co-ops in the coffee community.
I love that.
So give that a try. It's great coffee. It's delicious.
Fantastic. It's their first organic coffee too, by the way.
Yes.
If you're into the organic,
how about that?
movement. Just throwing that out there.
So, just trying a few tips, just a few little things that hopefully people will heed. Unlike myself, when I do as I say, not as I do.
Now, have you ever made the mistake, while we're still on this, where you do extra magic hours evenings, and then the next day you plan on doing extra magic mornings?
Oh, yeah. I don't
recommend that too much, unless you're actually going to leave the next morning for like a few hours. Get that nap, because you don't want to fall behind on sleep on your vacation.
You have got to have, unless you're doing this solo. I mean, you can do whatever you need to do.
Well, true,
but you got to have the perfect storm of family members that are willing to do that with you.
You have to have a harmonic convergence.
Exactly.
To get everything going on the right direction.
Otherwise, it's going to be the perfect storm. People are not going to be happy getting 3 or 4 hours of sleep.
Right. Why are we doing this when we could have gone to the beach?
Oh, the beach. Yeah. So I'm just saying some tips. That's a great one. Watch those extra magic hours. A lot of them, are going to be a little bit more crowded. Might want to even think about going to a different park that day.
Especially those evening ones. Those first couple hours of extra magic hours. At least the last couple ones we've been to.
Right.
Have been outrageously crowded.
Right. Well, I tell you, the last one that I was at, it was crowded the whole night.
Was it?
The whole night. People are just, I don't know, they're getting stronger. they're hanging out. Even little kids, they're letting the kids sleep in the strollers while they're still, hanging out at the park.
They're hydrated and nutrated. As
nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that.
They're carved up and ready to go.
But keep those a few tips in mind. If you guys have a tip on how to avoid the bad stuff,
or something you've done that was just awful, I'd love to hear that as well.
That would be awesome.
We get enough of those. That's another show.
That's
right
a
there.
show.
The worst things you've ever done at Disney.
What are some of the worst things you've done? I love that. We
will do it anonymous. If you want to tell us like something's actually done to you that was just terrible, we won't say your name. We'll just put in there anonymous.
I love it. How could they?
It'll be the Resort Loop confessional, the Disney confessional, and then we'll forgive you at the end of the show. That's what we'll do. I need plenty of those.
Oh my goodness! Let's do that.
I said we're doing it.
Send it to our emails, either Tim at ResortLoop.com or Bob at ResortLoop.com. Send them to us, and we will read those on the air. No names.
No names. Your confession, what you've done, is just the most embarrassing thing.
What is the worst thing that you have done? I love that idea.
We're going to have to put that out there in the media as well.
We will put that out there, and this will just be email.
Right,
so it's not out there in social media for all eyes to see.
No voicemails unless you can disguise your voice.
Like Kylo Ren. It's got to be a Kylo Ren voice. I like that idea.
Angry.
Well, you're going to be upset. You made that kind of mistake. So there you go, Tim. That is all I've got.
Do you think we need to become an ordained minister before we would start forgiving people?
We've had people ask us if we're going to become ordained ministers. And we must confess, we have an ordained minister on our staff.
On staff, if we need one.
So, if you're interested in that, we have someone that can marry you. So,
that's
there
true.
You go. And he'll hear your confessions if you'd like.
We'll have to play it for him, and then he will do the group confessional. Group forgiveness for everybody.
There you go.
I love this. This is going to be fantastic. This might have to be a yearly show. Actually, it is. I have declared it a yearly show, besides being edit-free 2016.
Well, we already... We've edited.
Have we edited?
You did just now
on
this show. We had to cut out some in this show.
Oh, we did. I misspoke.
Right out of the gate.
Right out of the gate. Maybe we'll leave it in.
We'll put that at the end.
You think? Whatever. I don't think I said anything offensive. But anyway, did you say that's all I got?
That's all I've got.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm Tim, ResortLoop.com. That's enough.
See you, everybody.
Gateway to the magic. Out. It says, awesome show. Love the Tim and Bob and Tim as fellow Buckeyes, and now Orlando local best Disney podcast. Boy, I butchered that one all the heck.